When I woke up this morning, it was completely cloudy, and I thought, well, that's perfect conditions to photograph these aspen trees, nice soft light. So I took off again for Boulder Mountain and went back and forth over the mountain a couple times and had a few setups. The wind was still a little strong, and so I did use the Pentax medium format digital camera. Boy, they don't call these trees quaking aspen for nothing. I mean, even just the slightest little breeze, they are really, those leaves really rustle. So it's a real challenge to stop that motion. That lasted for a few hours, and then it started to clear, and I actually had one setup with the 4x5 that I thought was going to work, and by the time I got everything adjusted, the sun had come out and it wasn't the nice soft light I was hoping for. So now it's completely sunny, and I did find this neat little aspen grove though, and I was able to get sort of deep inside it and found a nice little arrangement, and there was just a couple of clouds that just, the sun went behind the cloud just for a few seconds, and I was able to get off a couple of exposures that I think might be nice. So I think I'm going to head over to Capitol Reef now this afternoon and explore a little bit, and then it's hard to resist, though, coming back here to Boulder Mountain and try these aspen again tonight right after sunset. It was really fun yesterday, so I think I'll probably try that again today. Well, I've made it to Capitol Reef, and I've located a subject today that I actually first photographed over 20 years ago on my first visit here. And back then I was photographing mostly with black and white film, and it was a cloudy, overcast day anyway, so those conditions fit the film that I was using. And I made a photograph that I really like, and I'll show it to you here. But in the intervening years, I thought, what would it look like if I could come back on a blue sky day with warm reflected light bouncing off the wall behind me and kicking into the subject here. So that's what I wanted to try today, and I've located my, I think, pretty much exact camera position, and using the same lens, which is, by the way, a 65 millimeter on my 4x5 Toho camera. And I've exposed both Velvia and Provia, so I'm really excited to see. Hopefully it just captures that nice warm glowing light that I can see reflecting in here. Now in the intervening years though, there's been a rock fall, and so there's an extra rock down here in the foreground that was not there when I made my picture, and I think it maybe spoils the foreground a little bit, but I think I've maybe worked my way around it. So I'm really excited to be back here, and this is just a neat little alcove. You kind of have to climb up a little bit to get to it. There's not anybody else really around, and so it's just some nice desert solitude here, and it's fun to revisit a subject that made a photograph that you've loved for so many years, and try it again. So anyway, I'll be eager to see how the film comes out, and so that's it for this subject. So now I'm going to pack up and head back down canyon and see what else I can find. Sadly, another piece of Velvia fogged by the lab, but fortunately just around the edges, and a little bit of cropping yielded a usable image. I should have mentioned when I was photographing that rock subject that I tipped the rear standard back to help align the plane of focus with the subject. And you can either tip the front forward or tip the back back in that case. But tipping the back does something for you. It increases the size of the foreground. It kind of makes it loom a little bit. And so that exaggerates the size of that foreground element. And that's what I wanted, to accentuate that curved foreground rock. So just tip the back a little bit. That got the near to the far in focus. And then stop down, and you're all set. So that's some of the nice image management controls that you get when working with a view camera. I continued my exploration of Capitol Reef later that afternoon. Removed from the secluded alcove of the previous subject, I was much more exposed to the windy conditions which made using the view camera impossible. Also, the subjects I worked on required the much longer reach available on my 645Z with its 150 to 300mm zoom, which is a good bit longer than even the 450 would be on my 4x5. If you like this content, please consider subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.